Hello students, welcome back to online lectures of Ignited Minds. I'm your teacher and my name is Khurram. Students, last topic में we talked about ecology and ecosystem productivity. लास्ट लेक्चर में हमने ये देखा कैसे इकोलॉजिकल प्रोडक्टिविटी डिटरमाइन होती है फोटोसिंथेसिस से और बेसिकली एफिशिएंसी ऑफ फोटोसिंथेसिस से. वी टॉक्ड अबाउट हाउ दिस होल इकोलॉजिकल प्रोडक्टिविटी एट ट्रॉपिक लेवल 1 which is also called as gross primary productivity is transferred to the upper levels of productivity, and basically after reducing the respiration whatever the productivity is transferred to the upper levels it is called as net primary productivity. It was Whitaker and Woodwell who measured the mean primary productivity of the whole earth, and they said it is 320 dry grams. And after that it was E.P. Odum in 1959 who measured the ecological productivity of certain areas, and he found that there are some areas where the ecological productivity is quite high, and these areas were considered as the highest ecological productivity areas, such as the alluvial plains and the areas like the forests and the areas of intensive agriculture, the shallow plains. And he found that there are the areas where ecological productivity is quite at the medium level, and these areas were considered as areas of extensive agricultural areas and the grasslands. And he also said that there are the areas where ecological productivity is very low, and these areas were like the deep oceanic trenches and the open oceans and the areas like tundra and the deserts, whether cold or the hot deserts. Now in today's topic we will be talking about basically what is the food chain, what is the food web, and what are the trophic levels. So we know ये जो trophic levels होते हैं, basically these trophic levels determine the levels from where a food, बात समझने वाली है, from where the food basically, or we can say feeding basically takes place through the hierarchical manner. याद रखिएगा, फीडिंग पहला पॉइंट यही है, फीडिंग टेक्स प्लेस थ्रू हायरार्चिकल लेवल्स, थ्रू वेरियस लेवल्स. फीडिंग टेक्स प्लेस, फीडिंग टेक्स प्लेस थ्रू वेरियस लेवल्स इन एन इकोसिस्टम. Through various levels in an ecosystem. Now feeding basically means जो खाना जो पहुंचता है, like the trophic level 1 जहां पे T2 आया, which is considered as a deer or any herbivore who came and basically ate that trophic level 1, and ultimately T2 was eaten by T3 which is the carnivore, and the top carnivore ultimately eats the T3. And these levels जहां पे ये feeding पहुंचती है through these hierarchical levels through this ecosystem, and these each level is called as trophic level, or trophic simply means nourishment level. So if a simple statement we have to explain what are these trophic levels, we can simply say whenever a feeding takes place through these hierarchical levels through these various ecosystems, and these levels where the food energy basically takes place via the matter, यानी कि फिर से बताऊंगा, the food energy transfers, that is basically the matter from where one trophic level to another level, and these levels are called as trophic levels. And basically the chain, the transfer, the chain of transfer, जहां से chain बनी, जहां पे T2 ने T1 को consume किया and T2 was consumed by T3, and these chains are simply called as food chains. These chains are simply called as food chains. So we can say the chain of transfer of food energy in an ecosystem from one group of organism, एक group of organism से another group of organisms which is at the next level, another group of organisms through various series, and such series of trophic levels basically is called as the elements of the food chain, or simply the food chain. अब ये food chain बहुत ज़रूरी है. If we simply talk about what is the importance of the food chain, यानी कि एक ऑर्गेनिज्म की स्पीशी का रहना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है किसी भी इकोसिस्टम की स्टेबिलिटी के लिए. यानी कि कोई भी ऑर्गेनिज्म का एक्सटिंक्ट होना, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट फूड चेन. इफ अ चेन इज वेरी सिंपल, फूड चेन इज सिंपली बेसिकली डिपेंडेंट बेसिकली फॉर द होल ऑफ दिस इकोसिस्टम स्टेबिलिटी if it has to operate in a very clear manner and a very articulate way without any instability, without damaging the equilibrium of the ecosystem, the food chain is not that complex. Basically, this food chain is sometimes unstable because the organism is dependent on the other organism, and that only one group of organism is dependent on the other group of organism. To maintain the whole stability of the ecosystem, food chain is not considered to be much stable, though it is basically the food web which is considered very stable. And this case study was seen in the Yellowstone National Park. So what was the case study and how it basically explained the importance of these particular species in the food chain? We can say, if we talk about the Yellowstone National Park, basically in the Yellowstone National Park, this national park is in the US, North US, and what happened in the North US, there were the wolves. And wolves is considered as basically a carnivore, and there were wolves, they were replaced. And once these wolves were replaced from this Yellowstone National Park, the whole ground, the whole surface was reduced to just a barren land by the increasing population of these deers and of these elks. Now we know these tropic level 2, yani ki these herbivores, the deers and the elks, once their population ballooned to such an extent that they were eating the autotrophs at such a level that they reduced the land to nothing, and now the whole land was reduced to barren. There was nothing in this whole jungle or in this Yellowstone National Park. And once the wolves were again introduced in this Yellowstone National Park, they did a miracle sort of a thing, and Yellowstone National Park was again basically developed in such a manner. There was again a hue and cry and full of stability. Once the wolves were reintroduced in the Yellowstone National Park, they started to wipe out this excessive population of deers or the elks or other herbivores. And to the surprise, once these wolves, once these deers and these elks were their population was wiped out, to the surprise, they basically started to avoid the certain areas, not to come there, so that the wolves would be eating them. And once they started to avoid these areas, the areas where once they started not to come there, these areas started to again flourish. These areas started to again grow. The forests started to basically regenerate. The forests of willow, the forest of aspen, the forests of cottonwoods, they started to regenerate. And once there were the regeneration of the forests, the trees, the migratory species, the birds, the chirping birds, the songbirds, they started to come and they started to live on these trees. Not only these birds and animals, basically the beaver is considered as an ecological niche engineer. Once the beaver started to come, beaver eats these little twigs of the trees. So he started to live near the trees, and these beaver is called as ecological engineer. These beavers created automatically dams for the amphibians, for the reptiles, for the otters, for the ducks. And it was not only wolves did a miracle, basically the population of birds, population of trees, population of otters, population of these what we call as fishes, ducks started to generate. Basically what happened, once the wolves started to come, they started to eat the coyotes. Once this simply meant the coyotes are eaten, it started the population of rabbits, mice started to increase, which simply meant basically the foxes, the weasels, the eagles started to come. Not only this, the wolves started to eat and let the decay of the dead material as a residue there. And it was other species like bald eagles, like the ravens, they started to come and feed on these dead plants, dead animals. And it was basically the bears also started to come and basically started to eat these dead decay material. And the population of the bears also started to increase once they started to reside on these dead materials and of plants and of these animals especially. And it was the bears whose population started to increase because of these regenerating shrubs and trees, because they were full of berries. Now, as we know, bears feed on the berries. And it was not only because this hue and cry started to operate in the jungle again, jungle started to flourish again. It was also the physical environment which these wolves started to mend. We had the rivers, basically they now started to meander less. There were less, basically we call as erosion at the side, because it was the trees who were eaten by these elks and deers. And once the trees were eaten by these elks and deers, the erosion started to happen. And it was the wolves because of which trees had started to grow indirectly. And again basically the stability of this whole environment or this whole riversides started to get stabilized again. So here basically the species, particularly one species, that is a wolf, because of which whole Yellowstone National Park started to get stabilized and the equilibrium conditions started to operate. So here it shows how a food chain cannot be very much stabilizing if there is because there is one species or one particular group of species who basically constitutes this food chain. Now it is a food web. Now it is a food web which is considered to be more stable, because food web में क्या होता है, एक स्पीशी को खाने वाले 2-3-4 स्पीशीज और होती है. So for example we have a grass. It is not only the deer who will eat the grass, it is the grasshopper who will eat the grass. It is not only the deer who is eaten by the wolves. In a food web there are so many organisms or the carnivore levels who basically eat these wolves. So there are so many of the who eat these deers. So deer population is not only dependent on the wolves, deer population is dependent on the so many things. No matter if the wolves are wiped out of the stability of the ecosystem, there are so many population who can maintain the stability by eating these wolves. So food web is more complex if we talk about the stability. The more the complexity of the ecosystem by these food webs, the more stable is the ecosystem. पहली बात. So this was the case study of the Yellowstone National Park, whereby which shows how basically the trophic levels or these food chains cannot be much stable if we talk about the extinction of a particular species. Now what are the types of the food chains? If we have to see the types of the food chains, there are two types of the food chains. First type is called as, now we are studying the types of the food chains. First type of food chain is called as grazing food chain. Here living plants are eaten by simply the herbivores. Grazing food chain. Grazing food chain. Living plants are eaten by herbivores. And once we use the word grazing food chain, grazing means basically charhana. Pastures should be there. Grazing means food chain, pastures. So this food chain starts from the living autotrophs, and autotrophs are simply eaten by the herbivores. So if we talk about the grazing food chains, here grazing food chain starts in the where the living plants are eaten by herbivores, but there is a concept. Basically this grazing food chain is not more common and more commonly found in the forest area, but this grazing food chain is more commonly found in the marine ecosystem. मरीन इकोसिस्टम याद रखिएगा, यहां पे क्वेश्चन पूछा जा सकता है. ग्रेजिंग फूड चेन इज मोर कॉमन इन मरीन इकोसिस्टम, बिकॉज इफ वी टॉक अबाउट ग्रेजिंग, इट इज हियर द फाइटोप्लैंक्टॉन्स or the planktons which act as pastures. Tropic level 1 वाले जो ये planktons है, they act as pastures in these marine ecosystems or in the pond ecosystem or in the lake ecosystem. It is the phytoplanktons which are the food of these small fishes, and these small fishes are the food of large fishes, which ultimately is the food of large carnivores, top carnivores, that is sharks, whales वगैरह. So if we talk about the pastures, how the pastures, here the planktons are so many, enormous in a number, that they constitute the pasturing lands for these fishes. So if we have to say which type of food chain is more common in the marine ecosystem, it is the grazing food chain which is more common in marine ecosystem rather than forest ecosystem. Now there is a second type of food chain. Now there is a second type of a food chain. And if we talk about the second type of a food chain, that food chain is called as detrital food chain. Detrital food chain. Now we know detrital word basically is derived from detritus. Detritus simply means dead plants and animals. Let's take about the dead plants. Now जब यहाँ पे dead plants की बात कर रहे हैं, so this food chain, detritus food chain, is more common in the forest ecosystem. Here dead plants are eaten by detrivores. Detrivores कौन से होते हैं? Detrivores are those which feed on dead plants and animals. So dead plants here are eaten by detrivores. Basically this is more common in the forest area. Why this detrivores food chain is more common in the forest area? Because we know in the forest number of trees are more. Number of trees, once the number of trees are more, they basically require more inorganic substances to grow, and these are the detrivores basically which help in decomposing the organic food into the inorganic matter. How? Simply, if we talk about a particular tree which exists in the forest, and these trees which are existing in the forest, certainly a leaf starts to fall out, leaves start to fall out, and now the process of decomposition occurs. These trees ultimately need what? They need these, via the roots, they need the different nutrients for their existence, to grow, to make their food. And this tree is organic in nature, and a leaf has fell from the tree, and this is algae and fungi which will start to act upon this leaf. And once this leaf is started to act upon by the algae and fungi, this leaf is transformed into the skeletal form, and again this is being acted upon by algae and fungi, and this process here is called as degradation. And यहाँ पे ये algae और fungi फिर से इस पर काम कर रहे हैं, and they again start to decompose this leaf into the skeletal form. Again this leaf is basically transferred to the dark amorphous matter, and that is called as humus. This dark amorphous matter where the leaf is again reduced to decomposition, and here this process is called as humification, and it is again being acted by these different kinds of bacteria now. अब ये ह्यूमस बन चुका है. ह्यूमस इज द बेसिकली ह्यूमस इज फाउंड ऑन द टॉप सॉइल. ठीक है, अब ये ह्यूमस बन चुका है, ये पत्ता जो एक पेड़ से गिर चुका है, बट अभी ये सारा ऑर्गेनिक इन नेचर है. नाउ अगेन दिस होल डेड अमॉर्फस मैटर विल बी ट्रांसफॉर्म्ड एंड विल बी एक्टेड अपॉन बाय बैक्टीरिया, एंड नाउ दिस होल डार्क अमॉर्फस मैटर विल बी ट्रांसफॉर्म्ड इनटू इनऑर्गेनिक सब्सटेंसेस. Like we have the calcium, we have the magnesium, we have potassium, we have so many sodium, we have another nutrients, carbon, which basically is transformed from here to the here, and up to here. This whole process is organic in nature, and यहाँ से इसको हम यहाँ पे बोलते हैं mineralization. And this mineralization is very important, because it is the stage where this whole organic is transformed into inorganic, and it is these nutrients which is again taken by these plants, trees, via their roots for their essential growth as a nutrients, as a nourishment. So ये जो सारा decomposition होना है, यहाँ पे ये पता चल रहा है, ये जो detritus food chain है where dead plants are eaten by detrivores, तो ये इसलिए बहुत जरूरी है और इसलिए ज्यादा पाया जाती है फॉरेस्ट एरियाज में, क्योंकि फॉरेस्ट एरियाज में ट्रीज बहुत ज्यादा है, and these trees ultimately needs these nutrients, these calcium, these magnesium, these other elements, very necessary nutrients, and these nutrients are inorganic in nature, and these are basically transformed from here to here by these decomposers. So if a question comes, what type of food chain is more commonly in the forest, it is the detrital food chain, simply because number of trees are very much in there, and basically these trees need a lot of nutrients to grow, and it is these decomposers who will help to decompose that detritus into the inorganic material, and that inorganic substances will be basically again captured by these trees via the roots for their growth. अब ये detritus food chain कहाँ पे common है ज़्यादा? This is more commonly in the forest areas, and if you talk about the marine ecosystem, वहाँ पे grazing food chain ज़्यादा common है, because number of planktons are act as a pastures for these small fishes. And now this organic matter, if you talk about the decomposer, this process is called as decomposition. Decomposers are basically present at every trophic level. यहाँ पर भी है, यहाँ पर भी है, at every trophic level decomposers are present, which keep on decomposing this matter into the smaller substances. Ultimately the motive is to convert the organic into the inorganic, whereby it will be again taken by the roots, and these are called as essential nutrients. So this was about trophic level, this was about food chain, this was about food web. So यहाँ पे क्या important चीजें याद रखने वाली है? This is just the food web, which is more stable and important for the stability of the ecosystem, because dependence are on a large number of species, which in turn a particular species gets extinct. So there is no problem to worry, because there are other species which are being eaten and they eat, and thus maintain the stability of the ecosystem. And if we talk about the another food, if you talk about the types of the food chain, there are two types of food chain. One is called as detritus food chain, another is called as grazing food chain. Detritus food chain starts from basically living plants are eaten by herbivores, but this type of food chain is more commonly found in the marine ecosystem, where the pastures act as the grazing grounds for these small fishes, as they are very much in number. And if you talk about the detritus food chain, here dead plants are eaten by detrivores, and it is more commonly found in the forest ecosystem, whereby number of trees are more, and they require require more inorganic substances, and these inorganic substances are driven by the decomposition process which occurs via the which is acted upon by the detritus material. So it was all about food chain, food web and trophic levels. Thank you students. God bless you.